Hello, I am Tathan Talks, and this is BFLEIR 11. What is that outside? BFLEIR 11. What if phone survived instead of grass block? Now, if you've seen me before, you know the gist of how these all start. The ratio of the video is strange. The background noise, nothing I can do there, and this is unscripted. So, let us begin. These will be getting longer and longer as we keep continuing down the series. So, as we see here, grass block is now eliminated in episode 11, of course. That's the whole video, of course. And here is our cast. So, there was phone instead of grass block. So, this challenge, this is the box challenge. It would play out the same until the final box. So, the guys in red have no chance of getting it because they are not currently chasing it down. So, you may be wondering, how is this any different? Well, originally, grass block was there where it landed, so he was able to grab the box. But of course, he is out now. So I think the one who would get it would be BizBoy, because he is the fastest, so he would grab the box and be safe. So, who is eliminated? Well, I think it would be Cool Fiery and Candy Cane. Whenever I do votes like this, I always look at the commenters and see what they would do. I'm always very specific with my votes, so I do believe this is what would happen. So there they are, Cool Fire and Candy Cane in the elimination area. Very, very sad for them. Noob would still join the game. I don't see why that would change. Really, nothing would happen for it to change. And here are the pairs for the Improve a Location challenge. So, of course, it would be these two at the bottom are the same as Canon, but I do believe it would be BizBoy and Carrot paired together to possibly explore the whole history between them, and then it would be Phone and Heartlocket because, well, they're left over. And Phone and Heartlocket would choose Cookie, Carrot and BizBoy would choose Text. So, I do believe that Carrot and BizBoy and Banana, Naughty, and Noob would win the challenge. So, who is out? Oh, right, the prize. Yes, Cool Glasses wins the prize, just like in Canon. And the person eliminated is Phone. Phone, even though he survived, episode 11, he's still not as popular as these other characters. I mean, he was close. It was a 4-3 between Heartlocket. So he almost survived, but I don't think he would. So it's kind of a shame that he's gone, because he was the main change. But, our episode 13 cast still looks pretty different. I mean, BizBoy's there this time. That's pretty neat, Why is there yelling out there? Well, I don't know what's going on there, so apologies. Let's get into the challenge. This is a bunch of mini challenges. Okay, so everything goes the same here. Noob cannot pack stuff, Naughty doesn't beatbox, and Cool Glasses is out for collecting rent money. So, of course, now we go on to the plane crash. Again, most things would play out the same here. Joe still ditches Carrot and discovers the secret with Heartlocket. Egg Mascot still kills Banana, and Carrot will win with the help from Piss Bucket. So you may be wondering, who wins between Heartlocket and BizBoy? Well, I feel like it would make the most sense. Oh, there's a car. It's a fairly loud day today. I do believe that Heartlocket would get to the end before BizBoy. I just feel like she would be a little bit closer. That's about it. So Cool Glasses wins the prize, like he always has whenever he's, made it here without Heartlocket in the voting. So he gets to turn red. And here's how the votes would go down. So Noob would vote for Naughty, BizBoy would vote for Naughty, Cool Glasses, Banana, Joe, Banana, and then Naughty, Banana, and then Banana, Naughty. So those two are currently tied. So it is up to the tiebreaker contest, which is to watch Battle for Money. Now, I do believe I had a lot of trouble picking a winner for this, because there wasn't an obvious one like the Cool Glasses and Banana one where, Cool Glasses was blind. So I was really thinking about this, but ultimately I decided that Naughty would lose due to his injuries. Perhaps his injuries would make it a bit harder to pay attention, keep his eye, and he also has one eye as well. So that's, Banana could maybe close one of his eyes, and do that and stuff, but Naughty only has one. So I do believe Naughty would be out because of this. So there he is, very weird to see Naughty eliminated, I must be honest. So here we have our final, well, I was going to say, oh, right, this isn't the episode I was thinking of yet, never mind. Let's move on. Yes, so, apologies. So Cooler Message, Naughty isn't here, so there's no recovery center for Cooler Message to destroy, so Banana does not get replaced. But, it doesn't really matter, they team up, Banana BizBoy, best friends, they obviously team up for this challenge. But I don't think anyone would actually find anything, because in canon it was Watermelon and Candy Cane. Those two were the only people that even find anything, and, well, they're not here. Well, Watermelon's here, but he's not competing. So I feel like nobody would find anything, which means Cletus Donut is eligible to rejoin the game. But of course, I do not think that would happen. It would be Hat, as, it will probably always be. So here's our final 9 in episode 15. And, here we go to the racing challenge. All right, yes, Cool Glasses wins the prize, of course. He's very, very popular contestant at this time. Lyrical would spam the polls. So here are the pairs, because Banana is still here to accidentally create pairs for this challenge. So there's a couple different ones. And the fact, Carrot is also competing in this now. So that's interesting. Like always, first attempt brings Hat to the end. Fairly easy. BizBoy's pretty fast, so he would most likely be the next safe. He could just dash on over to the end. And Flippicle logo would easily help Flush over the gap. So, yes. And, the person getting purged out, if it wasn't already obvious, looking at all of these people, it is still Noob. Unfortunately, he just got unlucky with his partner. So there he is, and there we are. That we're here at episode 16. That is the final episode. Honestly, I'm not sure how long this video is, but I feel like I got through that pretty quickly, mostly because this particular what if isn't super interesting. Not a lot of similar elements with Cool Glasses making it here, being red and everything. But notably BizBoy is around now, so that could be an interesting twist. Maybe whenever episode 16 comes out, maybe it could really shake things up with BizBoy and Cool Glasses being there, but who's to know? Who's to say? He's been working on it for a while. But yes, thank you for watching. I might even record another one today that will probably be uploaded tomorrow. I'm not too sure. But yes, thank you for watching. Goodbye.